All right, there's only a few days left for you to earn your first ever Izzy Adesanya moment on UFC Strike. I'm going to speculate on how many people are actually going to complete this and get the moment. We're going to take a look at the marketplace, and I'm also going to show you a couple of useful tools in this weekly update video. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. I am a UFC Strike collector, and my collector's name is NFTYsports. I'm fired up to bring you this video today. We're going to zoom in here in just a second. We're going to take a look at the marketplace where you're able to earn an Izzy Adesanya moment if you spend $500 on the platform before February 28th. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess and see if we can speculate how many people will complete it and therefore what the cost of it will be when it's done. It's going to be a little bit tough because there's not all the data out there, but we have some tools that can help us out. I'm going to show you a couple of other tools like evaluate market just super briefly, and we're going to take a look at the Discord as well. I am also doing a giveaway for a Tai Tuivasa moment. I do a ton of giveaways on NBA Top Shot. I've done about 100 of them so far. They're all for my YouTube subscribers, so make sure to subscribe and go into the description of the video here. There's a link where you can enter the giveaway if you haven't done so already. If you're not into the giveaways, no worries. I'd still love it for you to subscribe to the channel if you get any value out of this video. All right, now let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm taking a look at the blog here where they post all of their information. There hasn't been many updates since my last video. We already talked about Izzy and the fact that you need to spend $500 on the marketplace to get him. They've extended it a couple of times, and now the due date for it is February 28th. At 11 a.m. Pacific time. So we're just looking at the marketplace right now. We're going from low ask to high. We're going to take a look at some of these contender moments. And I did complete the contender set. I'm really excited about that. I was able to get all 25 of the contenders in my collection. Cost me about $160 to round out everything else that I needed after getting those packs. So we're still a little bit of ways away from getting that Izzy, but I think it's going to be worth it. So we're going to go ahead and make that happen. He's obviously the biggest superstar in the UFC right now. So that's why I want to have him in the collection. And it's also the first ever challenge reward on UFC Strike, which I'm sure there will be plenty of more in the future. It'll also be the first ever moment in Series 1. So these are all Series 0 moments, and Izzy is going to be the first minted in Series 1. Can't wait for that one to come through. So just looking from low to high, we got a handful of $5 moments here, right? So a lot of good buying opportunities. There's a couple of different strategies that we can do if we want to spend that $500. And what I'm looking at is kind of looking at the people who I think are going to run up the most when a new influx of users comes onto the platform. Okay. Last time we checked, we were in between the 40 and 50,000 user range. So, there's going to be a ton more than that as the platform grows and matures. So I'm looking for the people that are the best value that I think are going to increase the highest amount, and I'm probably going to stack a handful of people in that range so that I can make the most profit off of my collection when I go to sell and when I move it into other UFC moments. So my Izzy is going to be a long-term hold for me, most likely. Maybe I can trade into some rares or some legendaries later down the road. But right now, I'm just going to focus on this contender set since I've already completed it. I'm going to be looking to double up on a couple of the big fighters. And I know a lot of you out there who are watching this may be huge, big-time, diehard UFC fans. Just admittedly, I'm a little bit more on the casual side. I definitely follow. I know who the big fighters are. I watch the fights. I have a great time doing it. But not as much so as like basketball and football. I definitely know the Dapper platforms really well. So that's why I think, I can definitely bring value to the collection. I watch the markets on Dapper all the time, so I know how things move and what the patterns are. But yeah, drop some names and drop some recommendations down in the comments section below and let me know who you think I should be stacking up on. I'm eyeing these Naganoos. I'm eyeing Tuivasa. I'm eyeing Lawler because I've seen him fight a ton of times and I'm a fan of Lawler. Lewis, I know, is the crazy dude that does all the crazy stuff. I'm going to be stacking a couple of him as well. Let me know the big guys that I'm missing so that I can end up getting a couple more moments. You know, a lot of the things too is like some of these cheaper ones at $5, you can stack a bunch of those. And, you know, the more that they go up in price, the more profit that you get. Maybe one that's cost $25 only goes up to 50, but maybe one of these that costs $5 goes up to 15 and you can get a 3x return instead of a 2x return. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about the marketplace and my spend. All right, now let's talk about Izzy. We're going to use a couple of tools here to make some guesses on how many people we think will actually complete the $500 spend and get this moment airdropped into their collection by UFC Strike. For those of you who are new, they are able to track basically all of your activity on the platform when you make a buy on the marketplace. And when you do certain things, they're able to just go in and drop into your Dapper wallet a reward moment. We see it all the time. It's how it's done on NBA Top Shot. It's how it'll be done on NFL All Day. And it's how it'll be done on UFC Strike as well. The sources that we're going to look at here are going to be their Discord channel. We're also going to look at Evaluate Market. We're going to look at the leaderboard list just real quick and see who the top tier, top spend collectors are. So I'll show you how to do that. And then we'll take a guess at what Izzy will be minted at, the number of cereals that are going to be coming out, and then also what the cost of that will be on the marketplace based on what we kind of know right now. All right, so here is their most recent announcement today. There are a couple of things to note. If you have a support request, there is a link here that you can go to. Evaluate Market is going to be a good third-party resource for you, which we'll take a look at real quick so that you can find your net spend. Remember that $500 does not include the money that you spent on packs. So that has to be all marketplace spend. If you make a sale of a moment, you need to subtract that out of what you spend. So it has to be a net amount. Here's right here where it says the deadline, February 28th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for me. It will update your time zone based on your computer if you're in that Discord. So also, as you can see here, I searched for how many Izzy. There is a ton of people talking about it, but no answers. Okay. One of the good data points that I did see is that this person said that this was a couple days ago, their account is ranked 1,500 after spending the $500. So I wonder how many of their Izzy's there will be. That's a really good way to take a look at it. So if you go to Evaluate Market here, I'm going to type in my username here and it is Nifty Sports. You can see all of the Nifty Sports collections that I have, my NBA Top Shot collection, Eternal, NFL All Day, and UFC Strike. I'm going to go ahead and hit UFC Strike. And this brings up your statistics. Here's my total account value of $446. It puts me in the top 0.4%. It puts me at a rank of 2,500. So what that tells me is that my account value is not even $500 yet, let alone the spend, because a lot of that came from, the packs that I purchased. I think I got 5 or 6 packs total. So I'm at $446 account value and my rank is only 2,500. The person who said that they hit $500 spend and their account rank was 1,500, that was a couple days ago. So I'm assuming people have bought over the past couple days. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess and say that this 2,500 number might not be a bad place to guess at how many people are going to end up completing the Izzy. I definitely think it's going to be less than 5,000. We only have about 40 to 50,000 on the platform, and I'm going to narrow it down to a little bit more of a range than this, just to give myself a little bit of a buffer room. So my guess on the number of Izzy's that are going to be minted is going to fall in the 2,500 to the 5,000 range. I don't think 1% of the total UFC Strike population is going to make it to that $500 spend. I think a lot of people have just bought packs and they're kind of sitting on it a little bit right now. It's still super new. I could be wrong. I think the spend mark is going to be a little bit tough for a lot of people to get to, given that it's such a new platform. A lot of people who are coming on to UFC Strike, I don't know if they are involved with NBA Top Shot or NFL All Day. I know there's a handful of them, but I also know that there's a lot of new fans out there that are getting involved without being an NFL All Day and without being an NBA Top Shot either. So I think that's amazing. Tons of fight fans that I've seen come to the YouTube channel that are new to the platforms or the Dapper platforms altogether. So I'm going to be learning this along with you. It's a new platform for me as well, but we got 2,500 ranked at a $446 account value. That's only $160 spend. Remember I said I spent $160 to round out my contender set. That's all I've spent so far. And there's always a surge towards the end for people who are going to spend and try to get that reward. They're dangling that carrot. They're dangling that Izzy. So my guess is going to be from 2,500 to 5,000. That gives me a little bit of a buffer room. I think Izzy is going to fall somewhere in between that range. And going back to looking at the marketplace, that means really good things for the people who get it, I believe. I mean, we're already looking at the most expensive moment in the contender set is $62. Here we go, $62 right here, the most expensive moment in the contender set. And there are over 23,000 of these things. Okay, so think of that. I'm saying that it could be 2,500 to 5,000. So maybe 1/4 or 1/5 the amount of this $60 moment. And it's Izzy. So on a low range, you got to think it's going to be worth at least $300, right? In my opinion. And I think people are going to diamond hand this one a little bit more, meaning they're not going to sell it on the marketplace and try to get the cash real quick. I think they're going to want to hold it in their collection because it is Izzy and it's his first one. So I think it's going to be north of $300 easily once it hits the marketplace. And we're looking at this contenders and looking at the championship round set right here. The cheapest one is $2,000. I know that's only out of 75, but sometimes it doesn't matter. When you're looking at the guys like LeBron James or Steph Curry on Top Shot, and if you're looking at Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes on NFL All Day, the most popular guys are the most in demand. All these platforms are just based on supply and demand. So it's going to matter how many people want that. It's going to be the first ever moment in Series 1. It's going to be the first ever challenge award. I'm going to say that Izzy has the opportunity, maybe not to get up close to this $2,000 mark, but I think it can land in between the $300 to the $1,000 range somewhere. So basically, if you're spending $500 and Izzy costs $500, it's basically a wash. You're getting an Izzy that costs $500 for free. Plus you have all the other stuff in your collection that you spent on, and that hopefully should hold value, if not go up into the future. That just makes me really excited about this moment and about this platform, especially when you see Izzy wearing it around his neck at the press conference. That was just so sick. All right, so there you have it. There are my predictions. Don't come after me too hard if I get them wrong. These are super hard to predict just because the platform is just brand new. My guess on the mint count was from the 2,500 to the 5,000 range. And my guess on the price is from the 300 to 1,000 range out the gate. Shoot, I'm going to do it. So I hope it's more. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope it's north of $1,000. You never know. But I'm holding it long term. I'm not going to put it on the marketplace right away. I'm hanging on to it as part of my collection, probably even the main piece of my collection for a long time to come as I build up the UFC Strike portfolio here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, drop a comment down below, shoot me a DM on my other social platforms. They are in the description of the video and a link down there. Let me know if you're going after the Izzy. Congratulations. If you are, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you. Appreciate you. I will see you on the next UFC Strike video soon. Have a great day.